Here it is. This is one of my proudest moments to ever do something like this. I'm also kind of sad I stopped, but it wasn't really my thing, and you'll see why. Because of my attire. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not just wrestling fan, just JD. This is JD making his professional wrestling debut against Leon Hendrix. He'll be so happy that I'm sharing this, by the way. Context, Leon Hendrix is now... Yes, I wrestled. Leon Hendrix is now my best friend after meeting him in wrestling, and his 2 baby twins are part of my life in a massive way. Yeah, no, I got big JD lore going on. Oh, that's good scene. So at least it's not like massive. I guess that's really bad for streaming though, no? Or does your stream hold on when it happens? By the way, this guy, one of the best wrestlers in the world that's never been recognized. His personality is ridiculous for it. That jump was smooth as hell. He was so good. I was god-awful. But, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring at a weight of about 180 pounds. No, he stopped wrestling for his dad. The JD fan wiki, yeah, let's never get that started. Smoothie JD is on his way to the ring. What a man, eh? Not as coordinated. The whitest legs in the world. God-awful attire. Ah, that's smart, Steve. What an insult, guys. I'm just so good. It's crazy. Yeah, imagine coming out in that.
There's nothing wrong with my legs.
Wrestling is so funny. It's just acting, but it is so fun. Like the crowd interaction. Anyway, we don't need to watch this fucking embarrassment. He does hurt me at some point. It is very much action movie theatre, and it's so good. I think I'm actually sad for people that haven't realised how fun it can be. And as an exercise, it's crazy. But anywho, hold on. Look at that, the big move right there. What a kick that was. That was so fucking awful. The armbar for the finish. I use legit moves in this bitch. But my ass was getting beat. That's why I skipped over the whole video. I just got my ass beat for ages. I think my dad and uncle or something who's really good at boxing, but he quit after getting knocked out once. Honestly, don't blame him. Right. Hold on. Why is Molly the biggest hater in the world right now? What's going on? What do you mean I just his arm and backflop to the ground? What the hell? What the hell? His arm was broken in half. That's crazy. You just backflop to the ground. That was fully legitimate. Hold on a second. Let's go through in slow motion. Just prove you wrong, Molly. Look at this. Hold on. Look at this. Right. Play-by-play analysis here. Arm was almost tore off the bone, right? 0.5 speed. Look. He goes for the big whatever he was going for, some kind of net breaker. Look. I roll through here, maintaining wrist control. Wrist control is maintained here. This is a legitimate thing in M&A. Not M&A. That's not a thing. MMA, mixed martial artists. Look, Big wrist control. I know not this part, Molly. I'm getting to it just so you believe me. Look, the big double knee. Bam! Look at that. Pure connection. Broken arm. At this point, he has a broken arm. All right. Leon Hendrix, right here at this point in time, has his arm broken in half. Look at that. Broken. How did you not snap your neck? You know, I just built up the shoulder blades a bit, right? Arm comes right off the bone. Trash can is following the vibe completely. We can skip the old leg sweep here. The leg sweep, leg sweep was an interesting move. You think I just backed Raven? Raven now. Don't go on the bad side of this team now. Look, pure connection. That's a debilitating maneuver right there. That's the old second backflip. Motherfucker, I swear to God. This motherfucker. How? Okay. Right. There's some people in here that aren't quite catching what's going on here. Clearly not actual fighters like yours truly. You know? His head landed on your hip, going critical damage. Right. We can skip over the old. Okay. Anyway, here's what Molly's concerned about here. Look. Again, establishing wrist control here. Look at this. The broken arm is caught in a wrist control. Look, legs over. The arm is trapped at this point. Ignore the whiteness of the legs. The tanning boots were closed before, and actually, I don't even think tanning boots are a real thing. Here we go. This is not a back flop. This is establishing dominant position. Bang! Big dominant position established. Broken arm is now trapped and in a wrist control leg trapping maneuver. Scene, I am so sorry. This is probably awful for you. I don't see how that did anything to him. Molly, what part? I see backflip. What? Yeah, right. Okay, Trash Can is actually an intellect in this conversation right now. Molly and Raven, what on earth is going on? I showed you the knee attack to the arm that broke the arm. His arm is broken. If you had a broken arm and you got it pulled out of socket, you know, you feel like you're genuinely being dumb. I didn't want to say it. But clearly, you know, clearly my man here, Trash Can Jones, is the only guy that's picking up what's going on. Look, you have a broken arm getting hyperextended here in wrist control. Instantaneous tap out, right? Tanning beds are a thing. My grandma had one in her house. Okay, well, I retract my statement about tanning beds not being real. You thought leg sweeps were supposed to connect leg to leg. Okay, well. Basically, if you do some scientific analysis on body part and their maneuverability, if you attack the hip joint into the hamstring, it's actually a debilitating maneuver. That's why MMA fighters like to kick in that sort of area around the hamstring. Completely takes the leg out. So I thought if I did a spinning leg attack right to the hip / hamstring, you know, that kind of jointed part there, it might have done some damage. Maybe I'm just thinking that humans are tougher than they are, or maybe I'm just tougher. Whoa. Molly, I would wrestle you, but granted, you tower over me. I'm all right. Exactly. See, exactly. Rocky Marciano. I'd hit a girl. They fucking deserved it. No, I'm joking. I am joking. Thank you, Stream Elements. A nice little sign stamp. Yes, I go live every week on a Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Apart from this last week, I do apologize. Good answer. Thank you. Right, Molly. So clearly, it all makes sense now as to why I'm one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Yeah.